As you should know, a president's approval rating is a major part how they are judged and viewed as a president. It shows not only how the citizens feel about the president, but give a poll on if the president is upholding promises that were made. And any time of approval rating is higher than 45%, that means that the president is doing pretty well. And Trump is seeming to maintain this percentage in his second term. President Trump's approval ratings have held steady during this first month, despite the mass firings of federal workers, the higher prices in eggs, and him taking away big departments like USAID. And regardless of all of the aggressive decisions he is making in his second term, the people are seeming to approve of what he's doing. Before I continue, I would like to ask everyone to please like and subscribe because it helps me and it means a lot. According to the most recent Gallup poll, Trump's approval rating is averaging 46% since he took office in his second term. And that is compared to his first term average overall approval rating, which was 41%. Also, reports are saying that his public approval rating for this current job is higher than his first term and higher than President Biden's first term. Take a look up this clip that breaks down his approval ratings and to see which parties are happy.
Hey there, Lisa.
Hi.
All right, so big picture, what do the American people think about the president and the changes he's making?
Let's start with that top figure, the approval rating. Where are Americans that we asked about that right now? 45% approve of the job Donald Trump is doing as president so far. I'm going to write that number down. I want you to remember that 45%. Now, more Americans disapprove, but just barely. Why is this 45 number significant? This is Trump's approval rating up and down over time. Here we are right now at 45%. This is the largest approval rating he has experienced in office as president, much higher than where he ended during his first term.
So in that clip, we can see the comparison of, is Trump doing a good job based on what his approval ratings say? And there probably are some people out there that are very surprised that he has a quite high approval rating. It doesn't surprise me because, hello, people did vote for him. So these same people who voted for him to become president are, of course, the same ones who will be the ones to approve of him. However, in another PBS poll, it shows that 56% of people are saying that they think Trump is rushing his decisions and not considering the impact that it can have overall, versus the people that think he is doing what needs to be done to keep the government on track. Take a look at this video.
Well, let's talk about the pace of change because the president has signed something like 76 executive orders. He's fired thousands of federal workers, slashed and frozen government spending. What are people saying about that?
Right. We wanted to get deeper into these unprecedented actions. And we asked, do you think President Trump is rushing things, not considering the consequences, or are his actions something that need to happen in order to get government on track? Here's how people answered that question. Most people, 56%, said they think Trump is rushing. He's not considering the impact of his actions. That's the majority. However, it is a significant group, 43% in our poll, who said they think what Trump is doing is necessary to keeping government on track. Our producer, Matt Lothman, called some of the people who answered our poll. One of them was a Republican in Texas who told us he does think he likes what Trump is doing on immigration, but also in general.
As we can see in the clip, 56% of people, which is a large majority, believe that Trump is rushing and not considering the impact that it can have. All of his decisions, they're saying he isn't thinking about it correctly. Versus a large percentage still who are saying he's doing what it needs to be done to get America back where it should be. And personally for me, I wouldn't use the word that Trump is rushing or going too fast about it. It seems like he's just using his time each day and getting as much done as possible. Would I say it's going to end negative or positive? I don't know yet. I feel like we have to let it play out and see. So you can call it what you want. Maybe Trump is moving too fast, but he's cutting off some things that, in my opinion, should have been cut off. With that being said, all of these numbers are prior to Trump's argument that he had with Ukrainian President Zelensky on February 28th, where the two presidents got into a heated argument that ended in shouting and them walking out on each other. Trump's approval rating has changed drastically since then, and you won't believe by how much and why. And many would expect his approval rating to drop, especially considering the amount of controversy that the meeting brought. Additionally, there are new polls showing if Trump should still aid Ukraine. And is Trump doing the right thing to even involve the U.S. in the deal? Watch this.
Trump's approval rating in our poll is 51%, still in positive territory, but by a smaller margin than he had a month ago. And on his approval on the issues, it's a mixed bag. A slim majority of voters approve of his handling of the border and the economy, while a slim majority disapprove of his handling of inflation. And we're joined now by our elections and surveys director, Anthony Salvanto. You asked about a host of issues, Anthony, before this explosive Oval Office exchange. You did ask Americans how they're assessing the conflict between Ukraine and Russia. What did you learn?
Yeah, morning, Margaret. You can look at Ukraine and Russia and the conflict and then see a wider worldview that Americans have. So let me start with this. Aid to Ukraine specifically divides the country, divides it along partisan lines, and it has for a while. Democrats more in favor, Republicans more opposed. But then you ask people, okay, who do you support in the conflict? Just over half say they support Ukraine, and the rest say they're neutral, that the U.S. should stay out. Now let's take a look at views on Russia. And the big majority calls Russia either an enemy or unfriendly. It's a little less so among Republicans.
In that video, it shows us a multitude of polls. And in those polls, we can see that people who think that America and Trump should still help Ukraine, it is higher than the ones who say no. And what was surprising in that clip is that we had a lot of people saying that they even view Russia as an ally or friendly. They don't really see them too much as an enemy. And then one of the polls did answer the question is if Trump should still let the U.S. even get involved in the deal. And they are saying that he should be neutral and that he should also help his allies. Those two have the biggest percentage of them all. So to me, it's all a big mess that isn't going to get settled anytime soon. Yes, America should be helping their allies, but not to the expense of ourselves when those same allies can't help us if we were in the same situation. We've given enough, in my opinion. Lastly, I want to show you this clip from Fox host Matt Bennett going over what Trump's ratings are currently as of March 3rd, 2025.
Special assistant and the co-founder of Third Way. So the Democrats are trying to figure a way to respond to the president's address to a joint meeting of Congress. They might be well served to consider the results of a new Harvard-Harris poll conducted by Democratic pollster Mark Penn, which found 52% of people approve of Donald Trump, 58% think he's doing a better job than Biden, 81% approve of his deportation of illegal immigrants who've committed crimes, 76% approve of DOGE eliminating waste, fraud, and abuse, and 68% approve of his declaring there are only to be two genders, male and female. So Given, and the Democrat approval rating, according to this poll, is 36% compared to 51% for Republicans. So what can Democrats effectively do to try to counter this tomorrow night? It doesn't sound like much.
So with all of this, you can make your own conclusion. What is your approval rate of Trump? I would love to know. Please put it in the comments down below, and I'll see you next time on KW Lawholic.